This deadly weather system is believed to be responsible for a church fire here locally. Officials say lightning struck the area of Atmore Saturday night. One church went up in flames. Churchgoers still gathered this morning at what was left of the building. The service continued on the front lawn. Discussions revolved around faith and the future. Sunday morning, members of the First Presbyterian Church of Atmore expected to wake up and go to Sunday service after a storm. Instead, they woke up to news their more than 100-year-old building and home to generations of memories had been engulfed in flames.
It's been destroyed one time.
By a big oak.
Big oak tree fell through it after a storm, and it was rebuilt. But it keeps flourishing, so we'll rebuild it this time.
For our church people, it's a shock, of course, but we're believing that God has something new for us, and we didn't anticipate that, but we're going to accept that from God.
Crews first arrived on the scene just after 11 Saturday night.
Here they took me on the other side of the building, and the guy said, "This must really be devastating to you. You know, what's going to happen to your church?" And I said, "Oh, the church is fine. The building's not." We have to stay together. We have to really, I'm hoping that this will drive us closer.
The storm system that swept through the area brought nearly 500 reported lightning strikes. While not confirmed, officials believe the fire was lightning related.
It is so important for people to realize that we never know what's going to happen in our lives. We never dreamed or expected this to ever happen, but there's a lot of love in this church.
The flames didn't stop Sunday's service.
Standing on the promises of God.
The morning opened with combined prayer from the neighboring Methodist church. Chairs and a speaker system were also provided.
That's what God's children are supposed to do for one another.
The Atmore community as a whole has stepped up to support the congregation.
A gentleman came up to me, I don't even know his name, said, we'll be raising some funds to help you in this transition. We've been offered places to worship, use of buildings, whatever we need going forward. So that's been amazing. And it's just God's people rallying around those that are hurting.
And despite the material loss, members are taking this as a sign for greater things.
Just trying to figure out the big picture. You know, what was the reason? We know the Lord has a reason for it, and so you know He has plans for us, not to harm us, to prosper us. So we'll, like Larry said, we'll rebuild and keep moving forward.
That we will pull together. We love each other. We understand that God's hands are in this, and so we give Him the glory of whatever happens and whatever is in our future.
The church says their first plan is to find a place to temporarily hold worship services. They anticipate needing an interim location for about a year.